YouTube channel. My name is Joe, and I'm going to make this video brief and straight to the point. I wanted to do it as one segment, but I decided I'll do it in two parts. And today I'll be talking about why you need to join social media, and particularly why you need to join and open up a YouTube channel. The second part would be answering a question: should you or should you not introduce your children to social media, or should you not expose them? And my answer to both is yes, but I will be dealing with each and every case separate. So today is me talking to you and encouraging you to actually join YouTube and open a channel if that's something you have always wanted to do. I'm sure there is so much reservation on whether to join YouTube or not, and you find part of this reservation come from I'll be exposing myself way too much. People are going to know more about me. People are going to judge me. People are going to say, I say all that is just excuse, and I want you to hear me out, and maybe I can change your mind. If you know you have friends, not a friend, friends, more than one friend in your life, then you should never ever complain about privacy and social media, because social media will only contain whatever you decide or you choose to post there. And even if people talk about you, which should be the least of your concern, but should they talk about you, they'll only discuss what you decide to share and what they can see, right? They will never talk about your life past what they have seen, past what they know. So they may talk about your weight, they may talk about your height, they may talk about where you live, but that should never ever be any of your concern. What I need you to understand is that your friends are the ones who expose you, not social media. Your friends. The reason why I'm saying this is because of all the scandals I've seen on Instagram, on YouTube, on basically social media. They are so detailed to the point where a fan or a follower will never know. This means the details that get out there of you are from people you call friends, people close to you, people you have actually invited to your house and to your life, people you have opened up to. And that's why I said you should never worry about privacy, because for me, that allow me to use this word, but I call it nonsense. There's no way you can have 10, 15 friends and you say, no, I'm not going to be on social media because privacy. Social media has nothing to do with privacy. It is your friend. It is your friend that take your stories out. So my suggestion would be reduce on your friends. You should have at most 2 friends whom you call true friends, and the rest you cut away. And the spare time you have, use it and join social media and use it for good. Why am I telling you this? Is because we are at an age or a generation where nothing happens outside the social media. The only way you'll stay away from social media is if you cut out everyone who is on social media. The reason is you're going to a function, you're gonna go to a function, someone will take a photo of you and they're going to post it. All right? Trust you me, people do talk because someone else is going to see a photo and they'll be like, I know this person, how have they been? And that's how they begin to talk about you. So if you want to stay away from social media, avoid people who post from social media. Cut yourself off and go live somewhere in a forest, right, where you'll have nothing but just your phone, which cannot connect to internet. That's the only way you can stay away from this. But as long as you have people around you with smartphones, you cannot avoid social media. As long as you are on Facebook, Instagram, or any other place, the only difference is the number of people who are going to see and learn about you. Because I could do a video about my life and expose my wife and my kids. On the other hand, you just take an innocent photo of your husband or wife and your kids. You post it on Instagram, or you post it on Facebook, or you send it to a family group. On the other hand, I put my video on YouTube. The thing is, once it's out there, you cannot control about it, and people are going to learn as much as from that photo as it is from a video. All right? They say a photo speaks 1,000 words, and people are going to deduce so much. So people only know what you allow them to know, right? And I can promise you, and I dare you to comment anything about us that were it not for social media, you wouldn't have known. Yes, do we have a kid? Yes. Even if without social media, we would have met up there, my wife and I, carrying a kid. That's something you could have seen, right? It's just the only difference is the magnitude or the number of people who know about you. So you cannot avoid, at this age and era, you cannot avoid social media, right? And what I'm encouraging people to do is join it for the right reason, join it with a mature mind, and use it for good. Most business nowadays are being run through social media, right? You find even at work, most meetings are being held through Zoom and Skype. That's in its way. For me, I would say it's part of a social media-ish. Like, I mean, you get the point. But why YouTube? Why should you join YouTube? One of the things that I've learned about, I didn't intend to join YouTube. It just happened that people requested that we join YouTube and be making longer videos from seeing us on TikTok. And that's how I opened a YouTube channel. I ended up opening an Instagram account, and so on and so forth. If used correctly, these are pages which could be a secondary or a passive revenue for you. Right? If you use it well, there are those ads. You can be doing ads on the YouTube channel, and they could generate income for you. Another thing is you could have people approach you and partner with you so that you can push their product. And you have seen so many people who have actually made a career out of social media, and they're actually paying rent, paying school fees out of that. All right. The only thing you need to be careful about, don't get too excited and don't get too greedy, because you might end up losing your originality, the purpose why you join the social media, and you start chasing views and other things, and you may end up doing something stupid or something that does not resonate well with your values, right? So just stick to the plot from the beginning to the end, and it's going to pay off. Secondly, you need to be patient, because most people just want to go into YouTube and they are chasing views. Again, bringing us back to the views. You just want to go and have followers and have views, and it does not always work like that. It is a process. You build it slowly by slowly. If you listen to many people who have been successful on social media, it's hard work. They have built it slowly. Yeah, but it is doable, right? Another thing I've learned from being on YouTube is that it helps you speak out, and I believe we are all gifted differently. There are those who can sing, there are those who can do public speaking, there are those who can do poetry, but the fact remains, all these things are communication, and we are communicating our thoughts, right? Whatever that thing that can benefit another person. This is a platform. If used well, you can pass that knowledge on. You can pass that wisdom and those values onto the next person, right, who might need that. People actually share their stories in here, and most people are cured from depression, right? Because if this person has gone through it and they overcame, therefore I, who is going through the same thing, can go through it and succeed. And I believe those are some of the pluses that you find on social media. On the other hand, even you yourself, you get to learn something, right? I'm sure people are more inclined into watching drama things and things that attract a lot of attention, things that will make you, and what can I call it? I'm trying to basically tea, right? Most people want tea about other people, which is good, and they go on social media to find that. You go to YouTube to find more about that. But if you end up following the correct channels, if you end up you watching, because as a creator you're also a consumer, so you need to consume the right things. You end up finding channels that actually edify you, they add value to you. You learn more about investment, you're going to learn more about how to do this, how to do that. There are so many things you can learn from social media. Things that you can never learn from school, things that you can never learn from books, right? Those are some of the pluses that why you need to be. Another thing is you develop confidence. The funny thing is, when I'm making these videos, especially the solo one, it's just me in front of a camera. But the thing is, it takes a lot of gut to actually switch on the camera and you start talking to a people you don't know much about. You don't know what they're going to say, and people are brutal out there. They can say anything, but you are speaking to a multitude. And the thing is, that gives you confidence. And especially, this is why we encourage you people to comment, because these comments actually give us feedback, all right? Things to improve on. They actually encourage us to do this more and more. As a person, even if you are not good at speaking to people, you do these videos and get good at them, and you become good at communicating with people. You can actually stand in front of people and communicate to the multitude. Yeah, you see, there are so many pluses on social media, but people only focus on the negative. And the moment you focus on the negative, you'll never do it. Why? Because it makes you afraid. You let fear come into your life, and you will never ever actually do this. And in the end, you end up losing opportunity. Maybe you could have been the next big brand ambassador for something, a product. You're losing revenue, right? And I would encourage, if actually most people, those people who don't have jobs, this is something you can be doing in the meantime. It's gonna take a lot of time, but if done right, you can actually employ yourself. Look at so many content creators, they have employed themselves. And if you're a business person, I'm sure most people prefer you just go find someone, an influencer who have already established themselves, and you pay them the money. But this is the thing, you are buying their time and sometimes it's going to be expensive. How about if you started your own channel, or you started your own page, and you started doing your own things to the point where people actually get to know about you? They can connect the face to the product, right? And say, I know the owner of this company, I know the person who does this, such thing. You see, at the end of the day, you can interact with your client directly without using an influencer, and in return, your client can interact with you, and you end up saving on time and money, and you end up creating a circle. So for me, I believe that, especially those people who say social media is bad, they are speaking from the point of ignorance and fear. If not entirely ignorance, fear, because social media will never expose you. It's people who expose you to social media, and people can never speak of what they don't know. Yeah, The only thing you can say about me is maybe my color, my complexion, maybe my height. I talk about my wife because I put them there, but you never know something specific in my house. You never know whether yesterday we had dinner or not. You never know about our finances. But if your friends do know about this, and you can never know people, because trust you me, I know so many stories about people that I have never met, simply by being into a public place. You're in a matatu and you hear someone talking about somebody else. You're in a gym, you hear somebody talking about somebody else. You see, I'm not on social media, but I know there's a person somewhere who was beaten by their spouse last night, or maybe you find you hanging out in a group of people, maybe in a church, and you hear them talking about another person, and you get to know, and you actually know who they're talking about. This is why I'm saying reduce your circle and use that time and that energy and that effort to make something meaningful out of yourself on social media, because it is here, it is not going anywhere. We ought to embrace it. And if you think it is stupid and you don't want to do this, then you are at a loss, because you cannot stop time, and time is moving on, times are changing, and this is why, and one of the reasons why I also said it is a yes for me to introduce your children on social media as early as possible. And I will get into that in the next video that I'm going to do about social media. So be sure to join me as we talk about this, and also share your views on the comment section. Like, share with those who you thought need to see this, and get over your fear and go and open that channel. You are going to benefit, but be prepared that once you start blowing up and people start seeing you're making progress, some will start hating on you, some will start asking you for money. I don't know who told these people that there is money, a lot of money. No, YouTube doesn't pay that much. So idanganya. Yes, there is money, but it is not that much, but it's something better than nothing. All right, see you next time, and cheers.